sexual harassment and rape claims have just been made at the COSATU Congress in Midrand. The claims were raised by Thandeka Msibi from the union's gender structure. For more on the story, let's cross live to our colleague Katlego Legodi. A very good morning to you, Katlego. What are these harassment claims about?
A very good morning to you, Desiree, and to our viewers at home. A little bit of a bittersweet moment here on the ground where those sexual harassment claims are concerned. Thandeka Msibi just rising before the program can get underway to say that this is a matter that needs to be given attention. We are told that this rape or alleged sexual harassment, it still needs to be confirmed and to be probed. This is something that happened on Monday already, day one of COSATU's Congress. And this is where they are saying that they are hearing also that the perpetrator, one of the union members here on the ground, was arrested yesterday from those allegations of rape and sexual harassment. The committee just earlier on, or the Congress earlier on, just allowing to just release the committees, the various general secretaries of the unions to meet at around 11 o'clock. About now, they are meeting behind closed doors to discuss this issue. You can imagine that the females and the ladies that are here not impressed at all about the issues of sexual harassment. It's a call that they made also on day one, Desiree, to say that there's a need for a committee to be established that will look into the issues of sexual harassment. And that issue, we were told that it will be looked into, and the gender structure are just rising up this morning to say that we made this call on Monday already to say that there should be a committee that would ensure that the perpetrators are deterred from even attempting to perform such an act. But that structure was not formed. Thandeka rising to say that indeed before this conference concludes, there should be a structure that is formulated on the ground. That structure will probe all of the allegations that are coming out regarding issues of sexual harassment. But this is an issue that has more or less created a little bit of a somber and a bittersweet moment for those that are here. They're clad in their traditional regalia. Desiree, they came in here chanting and singing songs in high spirits. But when that issue was more or less addressed here and it was raised here, we saw just the room becoming a little bit cold and a little bit silent in terms of the shock of really what's coming out of these claims. But those are the claims that need to be probed. We are told as well that the perpetrator was arrested. There's also a call from the gender structure for clarity in terms of where this perpetrator is, where this perpetrator is held in terms of that arrest that was enforced yesterday, and also where is the victim of this crime. Is the victim still here? What is the unions that is implicated here? We don't even know at this point in time in terms of which union is implicated here. But the gender structure are saying that whichever union is responsible or have their member arrested here should come out and be transparent in terms of what they are going to do, as well as measures that would deter such activities and would send a strong message to other delegates that are here that this is not an act that is warranted. Desiree?
Quite an interesting turn of events, and just in terms of conversations that are taking place as a result of this in the room, have you been privy to these?
Yeah, most definitely. The union members, just as Thandeka addressed this issue to the podium, the union members, various union members also rising up to say that this is a concern. And we saw very well that the chairperson there trying by all means to try and say that this is a matter that will be discussed. The committees will meet in any way trying to be perceived as downplaying what is happening here. But the unions really standing up to say that we can't continue before this matter is addressed, and that's why we saw the General Secretary of COSATU, Mr. Bekin just calling the committees and various of the General Secretaries from various unions to meet at this point in time and ensure that there's clarity and there's a way forward, because we saw what happened here on Monday where the ANC is concerned. The delegates can really get restless when they don't get their way. They more or less, we saw them approaching the podium, not being happy with whatever is happening, where the ANC's role here is concerned, and just that sentiment that if more or less they're not getting their way of discussing this issue, we'll see them rising up again and disrupting the program of the day. This is expected to be a lengthy program today, where issues of organizational reports, the financial report and also the political report and the socio-economic report will also be under the spotlight in terms of the debates and discussions. And you can imagine that right now we are experiencing a little bit of a stall where those processes are concerned due to this matter that is needed to be addressed in terms of those committees and those general secretaries of the various unions that are meeting right now behind closed doors to try and understand what is happening around this issue. The delegates here, especially Msibi, saying that they don't take kind to hearing about all of these things in the media because it appears as if this is a story that was broken through the media, and then that's when the delegates caught on to say that, but what is happening here? So most of them saying that there's a need also for other unions to be transparent in terms of the activities and the actions of their members. So it remains to be seen, Desiree, if indeed those discussions that are being held behind closed doors will move to ensure that this matter is discussed, is ironed, and we'll see the program of the day just getting underway without any hindrances or more or less disturbances from those on the ground that are not happy with the issues of allegations of rape and sexual harassment that have rocked the 14th COSATU National Congress.
And we hope you will indeed keep us informed on developments in this regard. Thank you so much for setting the stage there for us. Gender-based violence rearing its ugly head yet again, just as an indicator of how serious this problem is in the nation.